All right, today we're digging into a story that's just incredible. It's about a lost city, a place filled with ancient wonders and, believe it or not, some seriously revolutionary technology. But it's also wrapped in this huge mystery that's had archaeologists scratching their heads for 100 years.
So, the first thing you need to know is its name. In the local language, it's called Mohenjo-Daro. And what does that mean? It means the mound of the dead men. Yeah, it's a name that just sends a chill down your spine, and it really sets the stage for the pretty eerie story we're about to get into.
And just look at the timeline here. We're talking about a city that was thriving around 2500 BCE, so that's over 4,500 years ago. Then it's just gone, abandoned. It vanished and lay completely hidden for almost 4,000 years until it was stumbled upon again pretty much by accident in 1922. The scale of that time is just mind-blowing.
Okay, so you have to be asking, right, how does a city that big just disappear? Well, the story of how it was found again is amazing. It wasn't some huge planned expedition. Nope, it all started with one guy, a hunting trip, and a single object that was totally out of place.
So picture this, it's 1922. An Indian archaeologist, R.D. Banerjee, is out hunting in a remote part of what is now Pakistan. Suddenly, he trips on something. He looks down, and it's not just a rock, it's an ancient flint scraper, a tool from the Bronze Age. Now, finding that in the middle of a dense jungle, that's weird. It was completely out of place, and you better believe his curiosity was piqued.
And then things got even more interesting. He spots a local guy loading up his cart with these ancient, perfectly formed bricks that he was just pulling out of a nearby mound. And that was the light bulb moment. Banerjee realized he wasn't just in some forest. He was literally standing on top of a buried city.
And we're not talking about just any old city here. As soon as they started digging, what they found was absolutely mind-blowing. It revealed a civilization so advanced, it basically forced historians to rewrite everything they thought they knew about the ancient world.
Get this, at its peak, Mohenjo-Daro was home to more than 40,000 people. I mean, for that time, that's a massive population. It made it one of the very first major cities on the planet, right up there with the famous civilizations in Egypt and Mesopotamia. And the city itself, wow, it was planned with incredible precision. I'm talking a perfect grid system, kind of like modern New York City. The main streets ran exactly north to south, with smaller streets crossing them at perfect right angles. I mean, that's a level of sophisticated urban planning that feels totally modern, but they were doing it thousands of years ago.
So let's take a quick tour. The city was basically split into two parts. You had the Citadel, which was this raised area with all the important public buildings. That's where they found the famous Great Bath, a huge public pool, about 12 by 7 meters, that was actually waterproofed with natural tar. Then down in the lower city, that's where people lived in these advanced double-story homes and did their shopping at a big central marketplace.
But honestly, the most stunning thing they built might be their sanitation system. This is a real game changer. Every single house, and I mean every house, was hooked up to a central drainage system. Wastewater would flow into these covered drains that line the streets, and they even had manholes for maintenance. To top it off, they covered the drains with limestone to absorb odors. We're talking about a system that was more advanced than what London or Paris had thousands of years later. It's just unbelievable.
And their mastery of water was just next level. Now remember, we've only dug up a small part of the city. And in that small area, they've found over 700 wells. 700! That works out to about one well for every 3 houses. It meant everyone had a constant supply of fresh water. That is an incredible feat of engineering.
Okay, so the city's design is astounding, no doubt. But what about the people? Who were these incredible planners and engineers? Well, to figure that out, we have to look at the things they left behind. And those artifacts, they give us some really precious clues. Listen to how archaeologist Mortimer Wheeler described this one famous artifact. A girl, perfectly for the moment, perfectly confident of herself and the world. There's nothing like her, I think, in the world. He's talking about this little bronze statue. They call her the Dancing Girl. She's only about 4 inches tall, but just look at that confident, relaxed pose. It gives you such a powerful glimpse into the people, the art, the whole vibe of this culture.
And then there's this guy. They call him the Priest King. Now, we don't know for sure who he was, but look at the details. He's got this neatly trimmed beard, a headband that looks ceremonial, and a robe with a distinct pattern. What does that tell us? Well, it strongly suggests a society that was organized, with leaders or priests or some kind of important figures.
These people weren't just brilliant builders, they were savvy business people too.
For one, they were the first people on Earth that we know of who grew and wove cotton. They were also masters of metalwork, casting amazing things in bronze. But maybe the most impressive thing? They had a system of standardized weights that they used for trade across their entire civilization. That meant every deal was fair and consistent. Super sophisticated stuff.
So how do we know they were trading so far and wide? Well, check this out. Archaeologists have found unique carved seals and beads from the Indus Valley in Mesopotamia. That's modern-day Iraq. We're talking over 2,000 kilometers away. It's undeniable proof of this huge, ancient, international trade network.
So let's recap. We've got this picture of a thriving, incredibly advanced, super organized society. Everything seems to be going great for them. Which of course brings us to the biggest question of all. Why did it all just disappear?
Seriously? Where did 40,000 people go? What could possibly happen that makes a city like this, which was truly the peak of urban living for its time, just vanish from the pages of history?
And the clues they left behind are, well, they're chilling. In one room, excavators found a group of skeletons all huddled together, like they were hiding from some final awful moment. In one narrow alley, which they now call Dead Man Lane, they found a single body without a head. These discoveries, they don't tell the whole story, but they paint this really grim picture of the city's final desperate days.
So, what happened? Well, nobody knows for sure, but there are a few leading theories. One idea is a massive, catastrophic flood from the Indus River that just wiped the city out. Another is that they basically caused their own collapse. You know, overusing their resources, maybe cutting down all the trees to bake all those millions of bricks. But the theory that's gained the most ground is that the river itself slowly changed its course over time. The water moved away, the farms dried up, and people were forced to leave, probably slowly, over many, many years.
And here is maybe the most staggering fact of this entire story. After 100 years of digging, we have only excavated about 10% of Mohenjo-Daro. 10%. That means a full 90% of this incredible city is still buried underground. Its secrets are literally sealed beneath that mound of the dead.
So that just leaves us wondering, right? The real answers. Who these people were, what language they actually spoke, the true reason their amazing society collapsed, all of that might still be down there, just waiting to be found. You gotta ask yourself, what other secrets, what other wonders still lie buried beneath the mound of the dead?